Welcome. Today, we're diving into the legal reality of inheritance in the United States, a topic that touches every family, yet is widely misunderstood. Many people believe that inheritance is automatic, that a will guarantees your wishes, and that family assets will simply pass down as intended. But the truth is far more complex. In this lecture, we'll explore why inheritance is not automatic, how certain legal mechanisms can override even the clearest will, and the most common mistakes families make. We'll use real-world examples and symbolic framing, like the inheritance illusion, to make these concepts clear and emotionally resonant. Let's begin by understanding why so many families get it wrong. Contrary to popular belief, inheritance in the U.S. doesn't happen automatically. Many assume that when a loved one passes, their assets will simply transfer to the next of kin. However, the process is governed by a complex web of laws, paperwork, and court procedures. Probate courts, state statutes, and specific account rules all play a role. If there's no will, or if the will is outdated or improperly executed, the state decides who gets what. Even with a will, certain assets may bypass it entirely. This misunderstanding is the root of the inheritance illusion, the false sense of security that your wishes will be honored without careful planning. One of the most overlooked aspects of inheritance is the power of beneficiary designations. These are instructions you set on accounts like life insurance, retirement funds, and bank accounts. When you name a beneficiary, that person receives the asset directly, regardless of what your will says. This is known as a silent override. For example, if your will leaves your 401k to your children, but your ex-spouse is still listed as the beneficiary, your ex will get the money. This legal reality surprises many families and can lead to heartbreak and conflict. Joint accounts come with their own set of rules. In most cases, when one account holder dies, the surviving joint owner automatically inherits the entire account. This is called the right of survivorship. It doesn't matter what the will says, the joint owner gets the funds. This can lead to unintended consequences, especially in blended families or when adult children are added to accounts for convenience. The silent override strikes again, often leaving other heirs with nothing. Many believe that a will is the ultimate authority over their estate. In reality, a will only controls assets that are solely in your name and not subject to beneficiary designations or joint ownership. If you forget to update your will or fail to coordinate it with your account titles and beneficiary forms, your wishes may not be honored. This disconnect is a common source of the legacy misfire, where assets end up with unintended recipients. Probate is the legal process through which a deceased person's assets are distributed. It can be lengthy, expensive, and public. Assets that pass through probate are subject to court oversight, creditor claims, and sometimes family disputes. Many families are surprised to learn that probate can take months or even years, and that legal fees can eat into the estate. Avoiding probate is a common goal in estate planning, but it requires careful structuring of your assets. The inheritance illusion is the widespread belief that inheritance is straightforward and guaranteed. In reality, the legal system is full of silent overrides and hidden pitfalls. Families often discover too late that their expectations don't match the law. This illusion is fueled by myths, outdated advice, and a lack of communication. Understanding the true mechanics of inheritance is the first step to protecting your legacy. Consider a real case. A father named his daughter as the beneficiary on his life insurance policy years ago. After a family dispute, he changed his will to leave everything to his son, but he never updated the insurance paperwork. When he passed, the daughter received the entire policy payout, and the son got nothing. The will was powerless against the beneficiary designation. This is a classic example of the silent override in action. In another documented case, an elderly mother added her youngest son to her bank account for convenience. She intended for all her children to share the money after her death, as stated in her will. But legally, the joint account passed entirely to the youngest son, bypassing the will. The other siblings were left empty-handed, leading to family conflict and legal battles. This is the legacy misfire, where intentions and outcomes don't align. A widower created a will leaving his estate to his 3 children. Years later, he remarried, but never updated his will or account beneficiaries. When he died, his new spouse received most of his retirement accounts and jointly owned property, while the children received only what was left in probate. The outdated will was no match for beneficiary designations and joint ownership rules. This case highlights the importance of regular estate plan reviews. Trusts are legal tools that can help families avoid probate and control how assets are distributed. Unlike wills, trusts can bypass the court system and provide privacy. However, trusts must be properly funded and maintained. If assets are not retitled in the name of the trust, they may still go through probate. Many families set up trusts, but fail to complete the necessary steps, resulting in a legacy misfire. The silent override refers to legal mechanisms that quietly supersede your will. Beneficiary designations, joint accounts, and survivorship rules can all override your written intentions without warning. These silent overrides are often invisible until it's too late, leaving families shocked and unprepared. Recognizing these legal realities is essential for effective estate planning. One of the most common mistakes is simply putting off estate planning. Many people delay creating or updating their wills, trusts, and beneficiary forms. Life changes like marriage, divorce, or the birth of a child often go unaddressed. This procrastination can lead to assets being distributed in ways you never intended, and can leave loved ones vulnerable to lengthy court battles. Another frequent error is relying only on a will to control your estate. As we've seen, many assets, like retirement accounts and jointly owned property, are not governed by your will. Failing to coordinate all aspects of your estate plan can result in a legacy misfire, where your wishes are not carried out as you intended. Failing to update beneficiary designations after major life events is a critical mistake. Divorce, remarriage, or the birth of a child should trigger a review of all beneficiary forms. Outdated designations can lead to assets going to ex-spouses or unintended recipients, regardless of your current wishes. Joint ownership can unintentionally disinherit other heirs. Adding a child or spouse to an account or property may seem convenient, but it gives them full rights upon your death. This can override your will and leave other intended beneficiaries with nothing. Always consider the legal implications before adding joint owners. Setting up a trust is only the first step. You must also transfer assets into the trust known as funding the trust. If you don't, those assets may still go through probate, defeating the purpose of the trust. Many families overlook this crucial step, leading to unexpected outcomes. A lack of communication is a major source of inheritance disputes. Families often avoid discussing estate plans, leading to confusion and conflict after a loved one's death. Clear, open conversations can prevent misunderstandings and ensure everyone knows what to expect. In today's world, digital assets like online accounts, cryptocurrencies, and digital photos are often overlooked in estate plans. Without clear instructions, these assets can be lost or inaccessible to heirs. Make sure your estate plan addresses all types of property, both physical and digital. Do it yourself. Estate planning tools are widely available, but they can lead to costly mistakes. State laws vary, and a generic form may not meet your needs. Professional guidance can help ensure your documents are legally valid and reflect your true intentions. The term legacy misfire captures the heartbreak of seeing your life's work go to unintended recipients. It's a powerful symbol for what happens when estate planning is incomplete or misunderstood. Protecting your legacy means understanding the legal realities and taking proactive steps to avoid misfires. In one documented case, a widow believed her home would pass to her children as stated in her will. However, she had added her new husband as a joint owner for convenience. When she passed, the home went entirely to the husband, bypassing her children. The family was devastated, and the children received nothing. This real-world example shows how joint ownership can override even the clearest intentions. A man passed away with a large bank account in his name. He had no will and no joint owner. The account went through probate, but distant relatives were unable to claim it due to missing paperwork. Eventually, the state claimed the funds as unclaimed property. This case highlights the importance of proper documentation and planning. In another case, a husband left everything to his children in his will, intending to disinherit his new wife. However, state law provided the spouse with a statutory share of the estate, overriding the will. The children received less than expected, and the wife received a portion by law. This example shows how state statutes can override personal wishes. A father created a will before his youngest child was born and never updated it. When he died, the will made no mention of the youngest child. Depending on state law, the child may have been entitled to a share, but the process was complicated and led to family strife. This case underscores the need to update estate plans after major life events. Inheritance disputes can tear families apart. When expectations clash with legal realities, emotions run high. Siblings may become adversaries, and lifelong relationships can be damaged beyond repair. The emotional cost of a legacy misfire is often greater than the financial loss. Open communication and proper planning are the best defenses. Estate planning isn't just a legal process, it's an ethical responsibility. Ensuring your wishes are clear and legally enforceable protects your loved ones from unnecessary pain and conflict. Taking the time to plan is an act of care and respect for your family's future. To avoid falling victim to the inheritance illusion, educate yourself about the legal realities. Review all beneficiary designations, account titles, and estate planning documents regularly. Consult with professionals to ensure your plan is up to date and legally sound. Don't rely on assumptions, verify every detail. Here's a checklist to help you avoid common pitfalls. 1. Update your will and beneficiary forms after major life events. 2. Review joint account ownership. 3. Fund any trusts you create. 4. Include digital assets in your plan. 5. Communicate your wishes to your family. 6. Seek professional advice. These steps can help ensure your legacy is protected. Estate planning is complex, and the stakes are high. Professional advisors, attorneys, financial planners, and tax experts can help you navigate the legal landscape. They can spot issues you might miss and ensure your documents are valid and effective. Don't go it alone when your family's future is at stake. Regular reviews are essential. Life changes, marriage, divorce, births, deaths should always prompt a review of your estate plan. Even if nothing major has changed, it's wise to revisit your documents every few years to ensure they still reflect your wishes and comply with current laws. Effective estate planning means coordinating all your assets, real estate, bank accounts, retirement funds, insurance, and digital property. Make sure every asset is titled correctly and that beneficiary designations are consistent with your overall plan. Inconsistencies can lead to confusion and unintended outcomes. Don't keep your estate plan a secret. Share your intentions with your loved ones and explain your reasoning. This transparency can prevent misunderstandings and help your family support your wishes when the time comes. Keep thorough records of your estate plan, including wills, trusts, beneficiary forms, and account statements. Store these documents in a safe, accessible place, and let your executor or trusted family members know where to find them. Good documentation is key to a smooth inheritance process. Inheritance laws vary by state. Some states have community property rules, elective shares for spouses, or unique probate procedures. Understanding your state's laws is crucial to effective planning. Don't assume that what works in one state will work in another. Estate planning isn't just about what happens after you die. Planning for incapacity, through powers of attorney and healthcare directives, ensures your wishes are honored if you become unable to make decisions. This is an essential part of protecting your legacy and your family. Failing to plan can be costly. Without a clear estate plan, your assets may be tied up in court, eaten away by legal fees, or distributed in ways you never intended. The emotional and financial toll on your loved ones can be severe. Taking action now is the best way to protect your legacy. Clarity is the foundation of a strong estate plan. Clear documents, consistent beneficiary designations, and open communication all contribute to a smooth inheritance process. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Make your wishes unmistakably clear. The real-world cases we've discussed show how easily inheritance plans can go awry. Learn from these examples, review your own plan, avoid common mistakes, and take proactive steps to ensure your wishes are honored. Your family's future depends on it. Your legacy is more than money or property. It's the story you leave behind. Thoughtful estate planning is a final act of love and responsibility. By understanding the legal realities and avoiding the inheritance illusion, you can ensure your legacy is one of care, clarity, and respect. Let's recap the key points. Inheritance is not automatic. Beneficiary designations, joint accounts, and survivorship rules can override your will. Common mistakes like procrastination, outdated documents, and lack of communication can lead to unexpected outcomes. Real-world cases show the importance of careful planning. Don't let the inheritance illusion mislead you. Take control of your legacy. Before we close, remember, this video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. Every situation is unique, and laws vary by state. For personalized guidance, consult a qualified attorney or estate planning professional. Don't let your legacy vanish in silence. Subscribe for emotionally clear briefings on law, legacy, and financial truth. Stay informed, protect your family, and ensure your wishes are honored. Thank you for joining us today. Inheritance is a deeply personal and emotional topic. By understanding the legal realities and taking proactive steps, you can avoid the inheritance illusion and ensure your legacy is preserved. Remember, your actions today shape your family's tomorrow. Take charge of your legacy. Thank you for watching this educational briefing on the legal reality of inheritance. We hope you found it informative and empowering. Remember, knowledge is the first step to protecting your legacy. Stay tuned for more emotionally clear insights on law, legacy, and financial truth.